Well, hello! So this evening's project is going to be to roast and spatchcock a chicken with rosemary, salt and pepper, butter, and white wine. Pretty simple. Spatchcock, that is a fancy technical term, but it's really easy to do and it helps your chicken cook evenly and quickly. The very important tool that you need, kitchen shears, which are awesome because you can use them to cheat all sorts of like fancy French knife tricks. And some people don't have fancy French knives to begin with, or even the American kind. So the first thing we're going to do is take the gross wrapper off of the chicken and carefully throw it into the trash that we have strategically placed close by. Now, what we're going to do to spatchcock a chicken is to cut the backbone out of the bird. It's a little gruesome, but it's not as scary as you think. So just take your shears. Here's the neck end. There's the back. That's the skinny part. The breast, of course, that's where all the good meat is that everybody likes so much. So you just cut right along the backbone. And you're going to cut right through the ribs. That's a little tricky. You've got to use some muscle, but it's really not that hard. Scissors are a very underestimated tool. What is that? Hip? Ugh, not anymore. It's not. So, there it goes. The backbone is gone and into the trash. Now what you have is the chicken that you can press flat. Squish its little bones into submission, flatten out the thighs, and spread out the legs. And by doing that, it'll cook evenly and quicker because it's flat. So I have butter softened and close by. I got everything together before I started messing with the chicken because I don't want to contaminate the whole kitchen, which is why I don't rinse the chicken, because then you're just like splashing all of that grossness all over your kitchen, and that's not something I'm looking to do. So rub the little body with butter. And then I have my salt and pepper on a plate here, all prepped and ready to go. So just take a good sprinkling of salt, sprinkle that right on top. And what you don't know, because I haven't told you yet, is that right behind me, I have my roasting pan. And it's stainless steel, so I can put it right on the burner. And I've got that heating up so that I can dump some white wine in there right before we stick the chicken in to make a nice pan sauce for the chicken. So the salt is on. Now we're going to put on the pepper. I should have chopped up the rosemary before I got my hands all mucked up, but it's too late for that. So got my knife right here so I don't have to grab anything out of a nice clean drawer. And I'll chop up the fresh rosemary that thanks to global warming, it stayed alive all winter long outside. Sprinkle that on top and rub it in. Okay, now I'm not going to use that whole bottle of wine, and I don't want salmonella all over my bottle, so I'm going to very trickily wash my hands before I grab the wine. When possible, use elbows or forearms. Yeah. Okay. And I had the good sense to get a paper towel out before I started all of this. Now normally I'm against paper towels. I've got a green hippie streak in me, but I think when germ control is in play, you have to pick your battles. Okay, so that is super duper hot. I'm going to dump in the wine. Little less than half a bottle. I'm going to let that reduce for just a second. Now the rubber spatula isn't the first go-to tool I would choose, but it was the easiest to grab without mucking everything up. So put that in. The oven is only at 355 now, and I want it at 400. Once the oven gets to 400, and to be perfectly frank, I might put it in early for the magic of television. But at 400 degrees, I'd like to cook it for 50 minutes. It's about a 4.5-pound chicken, so that should have it done. And then my plan is to finish the pan sauce off with the cream reduction at the very end. So I hope to get back to you for that. Now I will carefully transfer our flat little chicken. Isn't that nice? Yeah. Right into the pan. And the breast side is up, the cut side is down. I'm going to wash my hands again. And if by any chance you've seen any of my other blog posts and you've seen the very same cutting board right here in my sink, I would like to point out that it has a little hole in the top corner. And when I bake or do anything that is non-meat related or cut or whatever vegetables the case may be, the hole points to the right. And then when I do meat or anything raw that might be spreading foodborne bacteria, saving the presence of E. coli on our spinach, I have the hole pointing to the left. So that's my attempt at keeping the kitchen non-toxic. Alright, the oven's at 397, so I'm going to pop that chicken in for 50 minutes. And I will get back to you soon. All right, thanks. Bye-bye.